I had to be very careful when talking to people around WrestleMania. Is like, is this a slow adult? Because because I didn't want to be like making fun of those people by accident.
Right.
But there were also so many of them there.
Right, and how do you discern?
That's exactly my problem.
And we are into another new hour. Insensitivity training for a politically correct world on this Wednesday morning. It's April the 23rd, 2025. I'm Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
Yeah, hi, Woody.
Menace.
What is up?
Gina
Hi.
Grant.
Hi.
We got Seabass.
Yeah.
Sammy's here.
Morning.
Morgan's taking your calls. 877-44-WOODY. Send us a text over to 22987. Everybody back after the Woody Show After Hours Takeover at Disney California Adventure Park. Thanks again to Disney for the hospitality and the good times.
The best.
Best hosts ever.
There were two people I didn't see. Never saw Bort, and I never saw Seabass.
Yo.
We were hanging out together.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Skipping.
We're hanging out together.
Kissing under Mickey Mouse.
Oddly enough, we were in the same room briefly.
Oh, so
Seabass walked in with like three ladies of, some kind of demeanor, and that's all I saw of him. I kind of went
some
the
kind
other
of
way.
demeanor.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I'm trying to be nice. I mean,
Who did you bring? Who were
Like
these people?
gangs?
They were nice.
Greg.
Who
Yeah.
were these
That's
people?
insanely insensitive as a feminist, number
Oh,
one.
yeah,
I never,
for sure.
I mean, it is
Number two,
insensitivity training.
I will say this. I did a uncharacteristically Seabass thing. I brought like 9 people.
Wow.
So these were,
Wow.
like, friends of
Wow.
mine and their roommates and their husbands
Make a wish.
and their
Wow.
wives.
Yeah.
And, so I had a big gaggle. I had a large entourage.
Now, what brought that about?
I just knew that they
We're into it.
that they were into either a couple of them were super into it, and I knew that they're the type of people who don't have 9-to-5 jobs, especially.
And since when do you care about these kind of things? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
what
I
brought
know-
on that? What
What's a
brought
change
on?
of heart?
But I already know
Yeah.
these people, and also, since when do I care? You guys, well, some of you guys have been to these Seabass home parties where I invite people over to my place quite regularly. So this is not a new thing by any means. But yeah, but usually I just bring like a slam or something. I had no such slam at this.
Oh, okay.
He's in between slams right now.
But Seabass was out with the people I saw
Yeah.
on social media.
Unlike some people, I tend to get out and mingle, shake babies, kiss hands. All
That's
that
what I
stuff.
did. I spent the entire.
Dude.
Gina and I were
Same.
out there the entire time.
9 a.m. to 1 a.m.
In fact, I didn't make it to where a lot of the staff from the radio station were hanging out until after last call. I was trying to get back there so I could have one
Yeah,
drink.
you got in way late.
I'll do you one better. I've never been inside that establishment.
So I got there and they go, sorry, we already had last call. And then somebody from Disney came rushing over. Oh, what do you need? What do you need? I'm like, I just want one drink.
Just one.
Yeah.
I said one drink. I
really
said, been
big
out.
Make it to go.
And
I
so
don't care.
They brought me my tequila and I sat there and had one more drink. And then my wife and kids and I, we went back out, hit a couple more rides.
Yeah.
And then it was 1 a.m. and it was all over. But man, what a night.
What
quite lovely.
a
Yeah.
night.
Quite lovely.
Tons of friends and family, lots of longtime listeners. That's what I was doing. There was a lot of listeners that we've known over the years I wanted to make sure I said hi to and go out and mingle with. And we had a lot of former members of the Woody Show there too, so I was hanging with them. And man, what a great night though.
Yeah, it was cool. The park looked great. There was Woody Show logos and stuff like all
Everywhere.
of it, but like tastefully done. I thought there were
Yes.
the placement of a lot of the because
Yeah, it was
sometimes
good.
things can just look. You've been to radio events before.
Yeah.
A little
those
sloppy.
crappy vinyl banners and whatever.
Yeah.
This is Disney, and
Yeah,
so
with duct tape and
they
everything.
Only
they
the
do
best.
everything right. Great recap
Yeah.
video that Menace put together and put on our social media. You can see it at the top of our Instagram page at the Woody Show.
There should be more coming soon.
We did get this very nice email. I'm sorry, after hours voicemail, I should say.
Okay.
877-44-WOODY.
Hey, Woody Show. I just wanted to thank you guys for the awesome time me and my family had last night at the After Hours Takeover. It was an amazing time. You guys always come through. I'm so grateful for everything. And yeah, such a good time last night. And just wanted to thank you, Woody, for the great memories you created. I can't wait for next year. Thank y'all.
I heard
Hurt.
I heard that from so many people.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, if it wasn't for this, this is something I wouldn't be able to do. Or
Oh, yeah.
to bring all these people,
Yeah.
maybe like one or two
Yeah.
of the people, but that not to be able to bring all
The
5
whole
of us.
family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Huge.
yeah. So it's very cool. And thank you for all the nice things. Now, this was one of the interesting things that happened. So there's this guy. He kind of oversees all the radio stations here in our building.
Yeah.
And, so he came down to say hello
Yeah.
and be supportive for the event.
Yeah. It's awesome.
And he was waiting outside of Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout as we exited the ride. Because after our little VIP reception that we were talking about,
Yeah.
Disney walked all those listeners and us over to Gardens, put us right on the ride. And he was waiting because he knew that's where we were.
Right.
And so he goes, "Oh, hey, guys. Hey, just, I didn't know you were going to be here." He goes, "Oh, yeah, it's one of the show support or whatever." And he looks at Gina and he says, "And I owe you an apology, for the anniversary."
Yeah.
And she's like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, the anniversary." He goes, "Yeah, last week I had Woody come to this meeting," because he did. The last Tuesday I had to go to this meeting. It was like Ryan Seacrest and the CEO of our company and all these advertisers and advertising agencies and everything were there. And it was on, well, I'll get it in a second. So he goes, "Sorry, ruining the anniversary." And she goes, "Well,
I don't know what
not sure what you're talking about." And then it all clicked. Last Tuesday, when I went to that thing, that was on my wife's birthday.
Yeah.
So he got, first of all, he got Gina confused with my wife. Thought Gina, now Gina works here.
Yeah. I'm here every day. To which I responded, "I'm Gina."
Yeah,
You're right.
I'm Gina. You must think I'm Woody's wife.
Were you talking to him like loud and slow like an old person?
I'm Gina.
I'm Gina.
No, my wife was standing
Hi.
right there.
Behind.
And I go, "Dude, that's my wife." And it wasn't the anniversary. It was her birthday.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh," immediately turns his back from
me.
Gina, goes to
Say another word to me.
goes to my wife and says, "Hey, I'm really sorry about the anniversary again." Anniversary.
Oh my
I said,
Because
God.
we're also having an anniversary
Yeah,
that
this-
day too,
Yeah.
so
I said-
that's super confusing.
I said, "Dude, it was the birthday." Go, "Either way, I owe you."
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And that was that. And then faded into the night.
I would have been so confused.
Now, so as funny as that, and it's funny because just Gina works here,
I'm
We've
really on
met
top of
several
things.
times
I mean, I get confusing, someone like my wife who doesn't work here
with somebody else's wife.
with somebody else's wife.
You're a
Birthday and
workhorse.
anniversary.
And then he texted me yesterday and he felt bad.
Oh, really?
He goes, "I can't believe I mistook Gina for your wife. She lost a lot of weight with Future Health. I didn't recognize her."
Sponsor plug.
Okay.
Sponsor plug.
That is a corporate guy right there.
Yeah.
She used to be so much bigger.
Company man through and
So
through.
good.
I
Used
love
to be
that.
a fat
God,
cow.
she's such a big fat ass.
How
My
much?
God.
How long did that text take to compose? Let's see. What can I shoehorn in here?
You're right.
Oh my God. That you look like a
Nice.
completely different person.
I mean, total compliment to Jen.
Yeah.
And me.
And a promo code for Future Health.
Yeah, make sure you mention the Woody Show. It was pretty funny.
Lots of love.
Yeah. I think he meant well.
I think so.
I think he meant well. It was awkward / funny at the
It
same
was,
time, and you could tell he felt bad. But also, he's complimenting you on
Thank you.
on the great results.
Thank you.
From Future
From
Health.
Future Health, absolutely. I have nothing but good things to say about Future Health.
TryFH.com.
promo code Woody.
Future Health without the E.
Anyway, thanks again to Disney, and it was great seeing everybody at the takeover. One of the things I didn't know because I didn't see Seabass. I thought maybe he didn't make it back because he went to WrestleMania.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was a
the
direct
weekend.
shot from there to there.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
bad.
And so I saw some of the videos from WrestleMania because we had other people that we knew that were posting videos. I mean, it looked like it was very well attended.
Huge.
Yeah, it's big. They filled up Allegiant Stadium, and it's it's a bunch of
Well, there was a
Wrestler fans.
discussion that if we found out, if I know you guys are going to be shocked at this first statement, is it bigger than the Super Bowl?
No.
And no, wait, hold on. Because it's worldwide and it's on Netflix. Will it be bigger than the Super Bowl? Because because football, massive in America,
worldwide.
but outside of America,
But here's the
not
thing.
that big.
I think it would offset because
It's
there
not
is
as big in America?
yes, because it's popular, but it's not Super Bowl popular in America by any means.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even close.
It's really interesting because they're wrestling fans. It's like Juggalos or Fish or any of the other, like, you go there, you're like, oh my God, look at all these insane people spending all this money. But then day-to-day conversation, I talk to nobody ever about wrestling
right.
at all.
I know people who are like bored, who are wrestling fans, but like it's not the numbers that you would see for the Super Bowl just here in America. So that gets offset by there would be some
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
some interest from people globally
They did show
because they don't necessarily watch American football.
They had cut-ins like they do in the Super Bowl where they're like, and here's the the troops in the base in Japan. And they cut to, at one point, some kind of webcam shot of a bunch of guys in India.
Nice.
I am loving the WWE.
Well, hold on, I don't know if that's a correct Indian accent.
Oh, yes.
Hold on.
I am loving the WWE.
Look, it's this guy.
was
Because
better.
of India alone
Yeah, I forgot
is
I
tuning
got my
into-
accents mixed up.
Yeah. And,
Sorry, I
tuning
did my
into
German
WWE.
accent for
Yeah.
for India and
And
India
Netflix
for
is right.
Germans. Sorry.
It's this is technically on Peacock, but like Netflix was showing it in other countries.
Yeah,
so-
Peacock in America. And
Right.
then
I am loving the WWE.
There we go.
It rules.
It rules.
And I definitely talked to, as we'll hear in some of the audio coming up, I talked to a lot of people who came very far away to just for this. So yeah, wrestling's got that. It does. Menace might be onto something. I don't know what the numbers are because when you go to Europe and outside of the past 10 years, nobody knows anything about it. People still show up to the NFL in London games with just random jersey that they don't know anything about.
Right.
Yeah. Seabass made his way to WWE Wrestlemania this past weekend at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
I'm spending a lot of time in that building. Went to a Raiders game. We taped the Beast games in there.
Noise.
And now WrestleMania.
It's definitely getting its use. And so, where did you go? What did you see? Who did you talk to?
Well, the first guy I saw was headed out after the big Sunday night match between John Cena and some other guy.
Yeah, and what did you think of WrestleMania overall, Bort? I mean,
I enjoyed the main events.
Yeah.
I think everything else was okay. It was fine. But John Cena and Cody Rhodes, I think, put on an amazing main event. And then Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, I love the twist ending on that one.
okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I know.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Well, you should have
The
watched
biggest thing
it.
I heard out of it is John Cena talking about his hair plugs because the year before, and I saw it too, I was with Bort, and you could see John Cena. He had a huge bald spot
Yeah.
on his head, and now like he addressed it in who was he talking to? He was talking to McAfee.
I
yeah.
saw it. Oh,
Probably McAfee.
Yeah.
You sure he doesn't
About
have
it.
blonde hair with bald highlights like some other person we know?
John Cena and I both have similar hairlines, though mine's much better.
All right.
You got John Cena money? Damn.
Yeah. All right. So you ran into this guy.
This guy, Ong, and he was very excited. And as we're about to hear, Ong, as you might guess by his name, came quite far just to see a bunch of sweaty men rub on each other.
All right.
I'm a nice man. Oh, thank you, Billy Gunn. That was one of the. That's a wrestler. You can go ahead and stop at any time. That's a wrestler intro that I put in there as background if you wanted it.
Oh,
Oh,
we
okay. I was
want
like,
it.
I
oh,
do.
I'm
okay.
a man's man.
Yeah, it was the
That's
first.
a-
It was the first clip in here. Yeah. So this is what the wrestler comes out to.
That's badass Billy Gunn back in the 90s
Hell
and
yeah.
2000s.
Mr. Ass.
Oh, Mr. Ass. Yeah, Ass Man. Okay.
Mr. Ass.
Yeah. All right. So here's Ong.
Tell folks where you came from.
Singapore. I paid $4,500 just to see John Cena take number 17. I knew he was gonna win. If he didn't, I want a refund.
Anybody else you really were interested in seeing this weekend?
Nah, I paid money just to see Cena win.
Oh wow! What are the girls? The girls are pretty hot, right?
Yeah, they're hot, but I'm a Cena fan.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
here for Cena.
I'm not here for them.
Yeah.
Girl
John.
schmirls.
Yeah.
John Cena internationally is massive.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he also speaks Mandarin, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
'cause-
Oh.
Yeah, he got in trouble. Well, he got in internet trouble for apologizing to the Chinese about something.
for recognizing Taiwan.
Yeah.
As
That's a
an
no-go.
Yeah, you
as
don't
an
want to do that.
independent.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah. Stay far away from that, you guys.
Yeah.
So let's dive deep into
Serious
why
business.
grown men love John Cena so much.
What makes you love John Cena so much?
He always wins. He's been riding over everybody for the last 20 years. He always wins. When he doesn't win, he's putting people over, but when he wins big.
Was he masturbating as you were talking
Yeah,
to
it
him?
sounds like
That
it.
kind of
Guy
sounds
is
like he might
actually
be.
kind of scaring me.
That's the thing you get is as I was talking to some friends of mine as we were walking around, and you just overhear the conversations and the excitement like you hear right here.
Yeah.
And you're like, these are 30, 40, 50-year-old men. How are they so into this thing? And people were like walking, even half hour later, they're walking out of Allegiant Stadium. Like, I can't believe that that The Rock didn't show up. They allowed John Cena to do this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, what is going
kind
on?
of
Taking
expect
it
that from
The
the
same
personal.
conversations
12-year-old.
after, like, I don't know, like whatever show you're watching, Game of Thrones,
Right.
or,
Yeah.
you know, I had the
Which-
same thought, like talking to Greg about Tulsa King.
You're true.
Which
You know.
I get that, but again, I know that wrestling's not fake or whatever, but it's so not badly produced. It's such a bad storyline and such bad acting. I can't get into why they get into it like this.
Are the storylines bad, Bort?
Well,
I'm saying
what's
no. I'm saying like as it because you know people. I think Bort would give you a fair
As a
assessment.
fan.
Are they bad now? Are they as good as they used to be? Like what's the
They have gotten a lot better since Vince McMahon is not there for the WWE, but that doesn't mean that there still isn't bad storylines and good storylines. Some are just get boring, some are predictable. It's like a bad horror movie. You know, when you can see the twist ending coming, you know where all the kills are going to happen. Stuff like that, but there are some that are really good.
When McMahon was there was like storylines of him having a baby with his daughter.
Oh, God, yeah, there was an incest angle he wanted to do. God, that's weird.
Pro wrestling is something that's accessible to 5-year-olds for a reason.
Yeah.
All right, back to Ong.
If he has to pull things out of the locker, the kitchen sink to win, he'll do it, just like he did tonight. He pulled it out, pulled Travis Scott out of the locker room, and he won.
Now, some people say, oh, Cena's a cheater.
If he wins, he wins. If he didn't win, something's wrong.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Like Drago, if he dies, he dies.
That guy would have been suicidal if he didn't win.
Oh, there were some guys who were. They were screaming and yelling. I mean, there are no fights that I saw, but yeah. They were getting into it.
Yeah. All right. So Seabass at WWE Wrestlemania.
And this is a guy there was a bunch of conventions, all kinds of, as you might imagine, anybody who's been a part of or close to wrestling for the past 50 years shows up, and they do these little satellite conventions.
WrestleCon.
Signing things like that. And that's where I found Mr. John, who was in line for an autograph. And Mr. John, he's not a wrestler, but he has his own little catchphrase.
All right.
My name is Mr. John. I'm so fabulous, I can't stand it. Woo!
Where did this catchphrase come from, Mr. John?
From me. I have self-confidence in myself, so therefore I'm that fabulous.
What a dork.
I love Mr. John.
Also,
I'm so fabulous.
The Ric Flair woo.
Yeah,
He incorporated it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got to hear that again.
Yeah, if we can.
Inspired. Yeah. All right. Here's
I'm so fabulous, I can't stand it. Woo!
I'm so fabulous, I can't stand it. Whoa.
From me. I have self-confidence in myself, so therefore I'm that fabulous.
Now, what makes you fabulous?
Makes me fabulous. Every day I wake up, I'm fabulous. When I go to bed, I'm fabulous. When I'm working, I'm fabulous. When the ladies see me, I'm fabulous.
Speaking of ladies, has it been hard to keep them away this weekend at WrestleMania?
That's okay. I can keep them away. I'm that fabulous. If they want to talk to me, they can. But I have the power to say, no, ladies, you know.
Okay.
I have that same power.
Okay, so
Can't
Seabass.
be.
Seabass, is this guy like
A part of the tribe?
No.
Well, no, not even that.
Not that tribe.
Like, is this
Special.
all? Is he putting this on, and he's just adopted this character,
Oh, like
or is
the
he
effeminate
or does he
Southern-
really? Does he really believe?
Is this a
all this stuff, or
character?
does he really?
No. He. I mean, he's obviously he's borrowing from wrestling culture and
Sure.
like the promotional aspect of
Right.
it. But no, this is not like this is not Borat by any means.
This is not trolling.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it
Does
would've
he
been a
put the
long-
lotion on the skin?
Yeah, right. I mean,
I'm so fabulous, I can't stand it. Woo!
It's funny, but to what you weren't saying, but we're saying there is I had to be very careful when talking to people around WrestleMania. Is like, is this a slow adult? Because because I didn't want to be like making fun of those people by accident.
Right.
But there are also so many of them there.
Right, and how do you discern?
That's
understand.
exactly my problem.
like if
Greg.
I'm sitting there talking to this guy, I get where you're coming from.
No, this guy, he's from Georgia. He does he's a wrestling fan or whatever, podcaster or whatever. So I talked to him about
I'm so fabulous, I can't stand it.
Woo!
I talked to Mr. John about he had a DVD and some other stuff at this wrestling convention.
Okay.
Now, what do you have in your hand there?
DVD of Rock and Roll Express Never Dies. They never die.
Rock and Roll Express, that was an old tag team.
Yeah, from the 80s, yes.
Now, you weren't alive in the 80s, though, so you...
I was born in 1971. Yeah, thank you. I'm only 54.
What brings you here for the first time?
WrestleMania, ironically enough.
I would say appropriately enough, but yeah, what did you see Saturday night at WrestleMania that you loved especially?
The triple threat match.
It was the last one with those three sexy wet men, right?
I don't know if they're sexy, but those three white men, yeah, they did a very good job.
Wet, and then Roman Reigns is like Pacific Islander, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they went after a hard match and everything, you know.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
Okay. This guy's at the
I know
very
I
least
am.
he's on the spectrum.
Yeah, he knew exactly what you meant. I don't know about sexy. Yeah,
I don't know about white. Wet? What?
Yeah, you do.
You know what's wet and white? Me right now watching Roman Reigns.
Hold on, let me whip some up for you. Woo! All right, WWE WrestleMania recap with Seabass.
So this is another guy, or not the guy. Well, speaking of twins today and other days around this week, I found two twins outside of WrestleMania, and these looked like the Florida version of your Aunt Chrissy, Woody.
Okay.
These were, short little ladies, probably about, I don't know, they were Florida, so it could be 25 or 65. It's tough to say, but they were super into the event.
All right.
I'm Pauline and Paula.
You guys came here from where?
Leesburg, Florida.
Are you happy with the result of WrestleMania?
Yesterday was fabulous. Today with Cody losing, not so much. And he lost, it was because John Cena cheated. That's right.
What did John Cena do?
Hit him with the belt while the referee was down.
Oh, no. They should have, instant replay it here, huh?
Absolutely. Well, one good thing is Travis Scott did get his receipt for hitting Cody before. So tonight he got the Cody cutter.
Oh, it hurts a lot, probably, right?
Oh, Jesus, you guys should have been in there.
Is this Patty and Selma from The Simpsons?
Florida Wrestling Edition, yes.
Wow. And you mentioned my Aunt Chrissy, the pride of Dormont, Pennsylvania. She used to be real big into wrestling. Not anymore.
I know.
She fell out of love with it.
Grew out of it.
Well, like she said, John Cena wins by cheating because he's a bad guy now. And my thought about this is we have replay in every other sport, quote unquote.
Except for wrestling.
But that's
what do you need replay when it's all scripted?
But that's the thing, is that's how half these guys win, is either they slip something to somebody, or I saw one match, this guy had a luchador mask on, and he put a metal plate inside the forehead so he could headbutt other people, as if that wouldn't hit him also. But it worked for him.
Yeah, it's cool though.
So when a guy kicked him in the head, he didn't get hurt, but the other guy's foot did.
Or Cody Rhodes.
More with the twins.
And how much they paid to get to WrestleMania.
All right.
How much does it cost to go to WrestleMania?
Well, it was with the hotel, because we've been here since the 11th. So we're not leaving till the 23rd. So with the hotel and everything, about $5,000. We got the gold pass, plus we did SmackDown both nights of WrestleMania, plus we're going to Monday Night Raw.
Why are you guys wrestling fans?
We've been one our whole life, since we were 7 years old. We grew up in Florida, home of Dusty Rhodes, and now his son, Cody Rhodes, is like our hero.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Good for them.
These guys came to party, you can tell.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to know where they stayed.
I'd love to know how they managed to save $5,000.
Off the strip.
Yeah, what Binions? What would be the...
Oh, Binions would be nice, actually.
New Orleans.
Maybe the Circus.
Strat.
No. Circus. That'd be too fancy.
Yeah, that's on the strip. That's technically on the strip.
Right.
Yeah, has the Stratosphere gotten better? I drove by it.
Yeah,
I think they've revamped it.
They've
The
done
rooms
a
are
couple
nice.
things.
Yeah.
And there used to be just all these ratty apartments all around it. And I think they've kind of cleared those out. It was all methy.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. We'll wrap up the WWE WrestleMania recap with Seabass next here on the Woody Show. Don't go anywhere,
I'm
y'all.
so fabulous, I can't stand it. Woo!
Somebody in the text saying, I heard a comedian once say, dudes who love wrestling are no different than Taylor Swift fans, and now I can't unhear or unsee it.
They're that hardcore.
Same emotional.
Yeah.
Is that
maturity level.
Is that a fair assessment, Bort?
That they get emotional?
Well, no, I'm saying, but like
The
Taylor
fandom is
Swift fans, like just that hardcore fandom.
Yeah,
you know?
I would say that you have your normal wrestling fans that just follow week to week, those that check in, and then you have your diehards screaming, crying, freaking out, smashing TVs, spending all their paychecks on title belts. Yes, you do have those.
Yeah, and where are you on the scale of like 1 to 10? 6.
I would say like a 6 or 7. Like I follow certain wrestlers. I don't follow like a certain company or anything. I follow certain like athletes in the sport. Yeah. And I follow them for the duration of their entirety. And
has your mood ever been ruined by the outcome of a match?
No, actually, I try to mess with everybody else's emotions. So I've been at wrestling matches heckling everybody else.
Oh.
It was like, I want John Cena to win, and I'm yelling, John Cena doesn't care about you.
Now, Bort, as a wrestling fan, is WWE the best one? Like the best league or whatever it's called?
See, that's the thing. That's why I can't subscribe to any of them, because I think all the leagues have their own problems, and each one has their bad storylines, and they have their bad wrestlers. So I just follow certain particular wrestlers. Like Cody Rhodes in WWE, I've been a big fan of Cody Rhodes for about the last 10 plus years. Wow. So I will follow him.
All right.
Him,
Not
Seth
as crazy
Rollins.
about like Ong. Like Ong travels for John Cena.
No, I've been a John Cena hater since the early 2000s. I saw him when he was an indie wrestler, and I hated him back then.
Well, Seabass was on the scene for WWE WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium there in Vegas. And who else did you run into?
Well, they do, like we said, they do these big side conventions, meet and greets, photo opportunities where all these old guys who can barely stand will get up there and sign autographs for people. You know, your Steiner Brothers,
your Honky Tonk Man,
Hack Chug, Jim Duggan, etc.
Oh, hell yeah.
Don Fry was at one, and Don Fry, for you folks who don't know, didn't do much pro wrestling as much as he did UFC, but there's a lot of a crossover there. And he was like the early UFC. He was champion of UFC 8 back when they didn't have like real trained mixed martial artists, when it was just, here's a guy in a karate outfit versus a bouncer from the bar next door.
Free for all, yeah.
Good old days.
So Don, as you can hear, here has a very interesting voice and background.
Right. Some of like the original UFCs and all these other fights, like the original mixed martial arts fights, and you were part of that, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. Yeah.
Beating people up, I guess, right?
Yeah, you get paid for it too. Don't have to go to jail. Did the UFC all through '96, and then I got out. I did 4 years pro wrestling with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
So you were in Japan fighting, right?
Yeah.
Why is Japan so clean and so polite in your experience?
I don't know, but I sure do like it, man. The people there are fantastic. They follow the rules, you know, and they treat you good, or they knock the shit out of you.
Did he have a trach tube?
I don't think so.
That's
just hard
That's a
living,
man's man right there.
Oh my
I would not want to fight that guy.
Oh no, because he's not tall these days, but you could just tell by looking at him that he's just built of muscle and meat, and because he's, as you're about to hear, that's kind of how he got into the UFC.
Okay.
Were you mostly just beating the hell out of people, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so.
I see the size of your fist. I got little hands. Oh, goodness gracious. About 2 or 3 of my fists.
Yeah. You got little girl hands, boy. Jeez.
Yeah, maybe I better stick to, like, I don't know, fencing or something.
Well, I don't know. They got problems with your type doing the fencing now.
You ever think about stand-up comedy?
Insult comedy like Don Rickles.
Yeah. So
I like this guy.
Called me both a woman and transgender there.
Yeah.
And Don Rickles. Oh, like Don Rickles.
But yeah, it's one of those, him and Dan Severn, who apparently were friends back. They wrestled in, I guess, college together. Those dudes, like, even though they're in their 60s now, man, you don't mess with guys like that, because you just like, that's a dude.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, that is a dude.
Yeah, that's right.
He looks like a mix
dude
between Tom Selleck and Freddie Mercury.
Yes.
And his neck's the size of your
You might
thigh.
not want to compare him to Freddie Mercury.
Probably not.
What'd you say to me, boy?
Yeah, probably not.
Kick your ass. All right, well, Seabass, thank you for the recap of WrestleMania. Board, thank you for all the insider wrestle.
Of course.
Wrestle
happy to.
fan information.
Oh wait, did you see that viral video from the weekend?
Oh yeah, I sent it to Menace. So when Allegiant Stadium empties out, that's close to Mandalay Bay, Luxor, and then Circus, the Medieval Times place. What's the hell?
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Yeah. And so there's all these tens of thousands of people that are stuck because you can't cross certain points of the strip. You have to go up these escalators.
Yes.
And the one outside Excalibur got so stuck and jammed that wrestling fans were trying to run up the down escalator because they were stuck in a bottleneck at the bottom.
And you know, gassed out.
Yeah, and you know they're super fit.
Yeah, oh wait.
Oh, he gave up. I believe in him. One more time!
So there's a video from the top of the escalator of all these wrestling fans, and they can't get to the top, so they're throwing their merchandise tours waiting up top.
Yeah, because
the escalator keeps coming.
Yeah. Because that's what's keeping them from making to the top.
Extra 14 ounces.
That's what's slowed them down. Oh my God.
I'm so fabulous, I can't stand it.
Jeez. More Woody Show next.